Yeah, one thing I would say for sure is just getting the reps up. I mean, at first it's gonna be like me and JP have done before. It's gonna be like take some time getting used to, but just like anything, the more that you do it, the more that you'll get in.
Yeah, it's a complete game changer. Like the way that players can rotate in this game, like they can get to things pretty. Someone could be standing next to you and being able to have that no dip, like will essentially make every shot.
All right, so how often do you guys hop on and play 2K together?
We're probably on 2K a couple times a week. It's just really getting on the same schedule since we're on 2 different time zones.
Sure.
But I mean, every time we play, I mean, it's fun because the ball is moving. Yeah, and it's good vibes. It's not just one person who's getting up all the shots, all the points. Like it's literally like what 2K's for, like simulated basketball.
I was going to compliment you two because you guys keep a real friendly, casual, cool temperature while you play. Do you think that helps with like the result?
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, with Allie LaForge reporting courtside. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. They've got Mitchell. Colin Sexton is out there with Antetokounmpo. And it's Sears in a 2-guard. And for Indiana, they've got Benedict Mathurin. Tyrese Haliburton is out there with Whitehead. Then it's Williams. So tonight, Clark, we expect lots of open court situations.
Kevin, you're exactly right. I mean, these are two of the best fast break teams in the league. So I hope you brought your fast-paced vocal cords for this one, buddy.
Pass to Mathurin. And a wide open look for Haliburton. No good with the triple. Here's Mitchell. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock.
Fantastic ball movement that time. Antetokounmpo skilled at taking apart a defense with this pass.
Haliburton passes to Mathurin. Not going to go that time. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Goes up on the high post. That's good for Mitchell on the assist by Giannis. Mitchell's got his second basket of the game.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Hey, you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now is still trying to find its way. And once they got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Yep, that one goes.
Nice job capitalizing inside by Tyrese Haliburton. You know, he's capable of doing damage down there when given the opportunity.
Shots good by Mitchell.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForge on the sidelines.
Earlier, I spoke with Rick Carlisle. Giannis was the topic of our conversation, and Coach said after a deep breath, I mean, there's no need to exhaust yourself over how to stop Giannis. He's going to leave his mark on the floor. We just have to deploy something to mute his production a little bit. They've definitely got their hands full trying to slow one of the game's best. Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, thank you so much for that. Here's Haliburton. Yep, it counts. Haliburton's got his second bucket of the night.
Driving lanes are created because they have to respect Haliburton's perimeter shot.
Tyrese Haliburton really is just a tremendous passer, Clark. He loves setting guys up.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, that's where he's at his most effective and happiest as a player, it seems. He takes great pride and joy in distributing the ball and running the show for his team. And some might even criticize him for being too selfish at times for the ability he has to score the ball himself.
Mitchell looking it over. And the Bucks hit again from deep.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Taking matters. into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Here's Mitchell. Following the score by Tyrese Halliburton. Here's Antetokounmpo. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
At the line for one.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
You really have to appreciate and respect the spirit Giannis plays the game with, a beacon of energy and enthusiasm for his team. They all feed off of him, an attitude of joy and unselfishness.
For three, Mitchell. Good, and the assist goes to Giannis. Giannis has got 4 assists now tonight. Pacers trail by 14. Here's Halliburton, and it's sent back by Mitchell. And they'll keep possession. And it's the Bucks on the break. Count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bucks.
How about the ferocity we have seen from them on defense? I mean, they're looking to contest every shot that goes up.
But how about their scoring in transition as well? That's been a big factor to this point. Are those high tops or track shoes these guys are wearing? My goodness.
5 on the clock. Here's Halliburton. They get a hand on it. Bucks leading by 16. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort. Contributions from everybody.
And when Tyrese Halliburton entered the NBA, and now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to review it. Double checking, and the game continues on.
Mark, you've been a part of this league for quite some time. What were some of your favorite cities to visit?
Well, it's hard to not include some of the big market cities. L.A., New York, Chicago, Boston, in part because those teams were really good and they also had great fan bases and fun venues to play in.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
You know, we've seen Halliburton be elite for stretches in his career. Not at that level every night, but he's working on being more consistent, and I don't think it's far off for him.
Pacers trail by 18. Near the three-point line, it's Mitchell. Makes it off the glass. Mitchell's got 24 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now, here's Mitchell. Following the miss by DeJounte Murray. Mitchell's shot is good.
Boy, he's been a monster this quarter. Carrying the load for sure.
And the chosen one gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second. On the court for Milwaukee here in the second, Colin Sexton is out there with Mitchell. Then it's James.
The assist.
And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Freeman in at the 3 spot. Here's Whitehead after the main shot for Mitchell. Murray outside. And he banks in the lane. Murray's got his second basket of the night.
Tell you what, guys, you've got to be more aware of Murray there. When he's aggressive like that, he can cause problems. They are winning this game largely because of his effort.
And so Whitehead will bring it up for the Pacers. They host the Clippers after this game. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Alec.
Hi, guys. Well, the Chosen one in their last game against the Heat had a huge game. He had 39 points and at the other end of the floor. He's a thief. A game that nobody will soon forget, that's for sure. How is he going to follow that up tonight? We'll see, guys.
Nice work there, Ellie. Thank you. You're right. He was the one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see. Well, his scoring has helped them build and sustain this lead. Now he's trying to close it out.
Here's Murray. Buries the easy one. Murray's got 4 points this quarter.
Murray always working to develop a consistent jump shot. Looking good on that one.
Got that one up quick.
Boy, somebody lit a fire under this guy. I mean, he's crushing it right now.
Down low. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed assist. Murray's got 8.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Unloads from 13.
Mitchell.
And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss the shot.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Whitehead. Knocked away. And stolen by James. At the top of the key, Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think.
Outstanding awareness and a terrific finish.
Now here's Murray. 8 points for him. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. He's got 10.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
No, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eating up anybody they've thrown at him.
Shoots it up. And there it is again from him. Shot good from Mitchell. Mitchell's got 45 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
First, guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Porzingis is checked in for the Pacers. Halliburton comes in for DeJounte Murray. Free throw drops for Mitchell. For Indiana, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Pass to Mathurin. Back to Halliburton. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Near the three-point line, it's Mitchell. Drops one in from the wing. Mitchell's got 50 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Mathurin. Terrific assist and nice finish. Solid play all around.
Not just a jump shooter now. Benedict Mathurin can score from all 3 levels.
Oh, and Antetokounmpo hammers it in.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And you know, you can sense his frustration. this is going to be a test of his resolve here. How about the springs of this guy, Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak? I mean, he just gets up off the ground like a rocket on these alley-oop chances. Well, they count on big-time production from him at the offensive end.
And here's Mitchell from the arc. Knocks down the 3 ball. Mitchell's got... three.
Now he's drained 2 threes in each quarter so far.
Halliburton against Mitchell. Pass to Mathurin. No good on the shot. Nice D from Sexton. And here's Mitchell from the arc. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
3 points.
5, that's right. I did not stutter. 5 threes this half. The D can't contain this guy right now.
Whitehead passes to Halliburton. For Mitchell. Kept it alive. Leons buries it down low.
Some loud hustle points right there. My goodness.
Milwaukee has gotten it going from downtown in the second quarter. They're 3 of 3 on 3-pointers. And Mitchell puts up a deep 3.
Mitchell.
And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Leons. Indiana moving it around. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Mathurin. Milwaukee with a rebound. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
Yeah, I think that was a big part of it for sure, as it is anytime you make a bunch of mistakes. All they had to do was follow their game plan, and that's exactly what they did.
And they come right back with their own 3-point. Matherin's got 5 points so far. Pick off in midair. Halliburton against Sexton. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Halliburton was hungry for that hoop, taking the ball right to the rack and drawing the foul.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Tyrese Halliburton. 1 shot. Milwaukee timeout. It's T-shirt time, everyone. Get out right now.
Loves check in for Benedict Mathurin. And it's Neesmith in for Whitehead.
What's up?
Seems like Halliburton is always looking to do a little more, always making the extra effort. That's fairly rare.
Milwaukee in total control. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Good, he hits again.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Halliburton for 3. Milwaukee with the rebound.
He's letting it fly, but the results just have not been there.
Halliburton against Mitchell. Got it off in time. Oh, and just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on the clock. What a play.
An ideal way
Milwaukee Bucks holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. What can you say? The Chosen One, an impressive effort here today.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
We've got Whitehead. He's out there with Halliburton. Benedict Mathurin is out there with Williams. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. And here are the Pacers now. Here's Halliburton. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Halliburton's got 19 points.
Halliburton going off like this is fun to watch. He's really been engaged offensively.
Mitchell. And got it! Another basket.
And that's 70.
He's unbelievable. Here's Halliburton. And the layup's good off the glass. Halliburton's got 4 points this quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for Indiana. Mathurin, good.
3 for 3 this half. Nothing to complain about with that.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And here's Mitchell from the arc. And the dunk by Giannis.
Boy, extra effort by Giannis, the multi-time MVP. He's just built a little differently.
Well, Greg, you've had a long NBA career, so I'm curious, what's one of the biggest changes you've noticed since you've retired?
Well, one that doesn't get talked about enough is length. Players these days are just longer, especially in the backcourt and that wing position. It feels like every team has a guy 6'9" or taller that is a pure perimeter player.
What a competitor. He's been looking for a shot all game long, and he's really shouldered the load for them offensively.
Poke loose. Pass to Whitehead. On the wing, Mathurin. Section. Clock is at 3, and the Pacers tack on 2. Round. Another one goes. Incredible.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. They double him with Mitchell. Back to Halliburton. And again, it's Indiana.
Well, they're having a good half so far offensively, shooting over 50% from the field now, trying to close the gap.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thanks, guys. Tyrese Halliburton. Flow of the game. This just happened with the way I play. Back to you, Kevin.
He spreads it around. Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Love check in for the Pacers. Murray comes in for Benedict Mathurin. Just Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Pass to Mitchell. Front past the arc. Another bucket. Wow. And there's 80 points.
Wow. Just wow. This guy right now on another level.
Here's Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
Murray, you give him that type of opportunity, you're asking for trouble. He is a strong finisher.
Hits it again. Wow. And there it is. 82 points.
And this is a game that he will never forget.
Love kicks to Halliburton. Pass to Whitehead. Back to Halliburton. With the teardrop, count it. Halliburton's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
He's trying to carry them back into this game. He's absolutely feeling it this quarter.
Here's Mitchell. It's rebounded by Indiana. Williams has got his fourth rebound in this one. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul.
First team foul.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown. One suggestion I've heard for All-Star Weekend, a one-on-one competition.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. Anything that would perhaps enhance the competitiveness of All-Star Weekend, I think would be helpful.
Wagner, no good on the free throw. And you know, everyone's aware, Clark, of the team rivalries in the NBA. But there are, I think, still plenty of personal ones, too.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, Kevin. I mean, you got highly competitive, accomplished guys making up the rosters on NBA teams. And if a player wins the individual matchup in one game, you can be sure that opponent in the next game is going to look to make things a little different.
On the court for the Bucks, we've got Mo Wagner, and it's Freeman in at the three spot. Here's Halliburton. Sinks that one from the post. Halliburton's got 15 points in just the second half.
They have picked it up offensively here in the second half. Ball movement, getting high percentage shots, you can definitely see a difference. So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
Love, no luck.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And here's Mitchell from the arc. Buries the long-range jumper.
3 points.
Mitchell's got 9 points now on the quarter.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket is, I'm fine with that.
Williams, good work there as it goes.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Boy, that is grown man ammonia strength from Porzingis there. How can defenders stop that?
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Indiana moving the ball around. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
Goga Bitadze's checked in for the Bucks. The ratings, Clark, you've got those who will begin to criticize the state of the game. Do you find any credence there?
I think in many cases it's a bit of an overreach.
Substitution on the court.
There's 1:26 left in the game.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Milwaukee.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. You kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
Man, always nice to get win number one against the opponent. You'll be seeing a total of this matchup 4 times over the course of the year. So they set the tone tonight, though, for their season series against the Pacers.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for the Chosen One.
He was on a tear. Everything seemed to be finding the bottom of the net for him. I'm sure he'd like to build on that performance going forward.
Lets it go with the three. The rebound by Bitadze.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
That's good for Mitchell on the assist by James.
And it's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Official. On the call with the foul. Mitchell, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Never good to lose a player to fouls, but fortunately, he's not the only talent they have.
That's the end of the game. Thanks for coming out to support your team. Make sure to get home safely, and we'll see you at the next sporting event.
So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. And so now for Greg, Clark Kellogg, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks